Boston Dance Alliance is what's called an arts service organization. That's the kind of national category for it. We don't put on shows and we don't train anybody. We do everything else. I think of it often as that we're the umbrella. We are there to uplift all the different kinds of dance, all the different kinds of dancers, the ones who are serious professionals, the ones who are doing it on a Sunday night just for the love of it, the very young children who are dancing and taking lessons, to the elderly people who are going out on a social evening, and that we really are interested in asking the community, what is it that you need? So we are really a broker of what we say information, resources, and what we call productive partnerships.
Summer's right around the corner. I know a lot of parents are thinking about programming for their kids, and dance can definitely be the answer. What are some of the benefits of introducing kids to dance?
Well, I am a firm believer that if you can breathe, you can dance. Every child born in the world has a native dance energy. Anybody who's had a toddler who has just seen them bop around the living room or bop around to a band knows that it's inherent in kids to dance. Now, people use those energies in different ways. There are some young people who channel their physical energy into competitive sports. There are some people who will channel that energy into mastering an instrument. But being involved with dance specifically is, for me, a way of taking up space in the world. And it's a wonderful opportunity for kids to both learn the discipline of working toward a goal, whether it's, learning a ballet sequence or learning to spin on your head as a b-boy. It's a way of being with others. Usually a dance class is a social activity, and you're usually with kids around your same age. It's sometimes a way of knitting yourself into a neighborhood or into a heritage community, so that there may be children in a community like Chinatown who are learning the ancestral dances of their heritage, or people who are young people who are second generation South Asian dancers who are doing Bharatanatyam, a classical Indian dance form, as a way to connect themselves back with those histories. So people dance for all sorts of different reasons, but we're big believers that there's no time like the present, just do it.
And what should parents know when choosing a dance school? How can they make sure that they're making the right match for their child?
Boston Dance Alliance on our website, which is bostondancealliance.org, has what we call a class finder. And if you write in, you are interested in Alston, it will give you all of the dance studios within a 5-mile radius or a 10-mile radius, and then you can go through those links and look and see what they're offering. But you can also go through a different sort of process where you can really take your lead from your child. And for me, that would mean, what kind of music do they like? What kind of movement do they like? Are these fairy princess girls or boys for that matter, who are dancing to classical music and want to be, dying swans and flowers, swaying in the wind? Or are they kids who really like rhythm and like hitting the floor? That if you can find a musical form that that your kid really responds to, chances are there's a dance form that is aligned with that. And for very small children, children who are preschool or in the early grades, it's important to not set them up for failure. It's not about achieving something, it's about opening their imagination.
Right.
So is there a teacher in your community who might be associated with your daycare program or with Head Start or with some other activity, who is interested in saying, you know, imagine that you have a giant ball and you're rolling all over it, or imagine that you're jumping over a pile of leaves. I mean, you know, the kind of inner life of a dancer that is really something precious and that can lead to a kind of movement activity is really terrific for young children.
And what do you find most rewarding of young people discovering dance?
I love young people discovering dance. I live for this. My basic belief is that there is a style for everybody. And whether it's, you know, an international folk dance style, whether it's just dancing in your living room, whether it's getting out on stage and expressing your inner life in the most complicated and comprehensive way, that there's a place for it, because, you know, we live in a world that's very much screen-oriented, that everything is mediated. And even though I love dance films, I look at TikTok dances, I look at the kinds of things you would see on YouTube, and I'm glad it's there because it creates a sense of the breadth of the world. It's terrific stuff. But to be embodied, to live in your body, to think about what it means to be in space with others, to have a sense that you can own this, to even as an older person feel, oh, well, I used to be able to jump and turn 26 times in the air. Now I have a hard time doing that, but I have more depth, I have more clarity in the way that I move, I'm more discerning about it. That there are all sorts of wonderful messages you can get about self-knowledge and about sharing with others, and, you know, who doesn't want all of that?